Welcome to Brawlhalla.
Both of these players having, I don't know how much I want to say overnight success, but very, very alarmingly fast rises to power, both facing off on Fortress Alliance.
Yes, and like you said, Graffiti, alarming success, but definitely a lot of grinding going into this. I've seen a bit of ranked gameplay from Luna's Lucian, and we all know that Anonymous does like that Jaehyun. So let's see this gameplay.
This Jaehyun pick is actually very interesting from Anonymous because we usually know them as an axe pick. We saw we saw we saw Teros, we saw Jala, and we saw, I'm trying to remember what else, but there was definitely another axe character that we've seen Alex play. So definitely being a pretty committed axe main. It is very interesting to see them on the greatsword right here, but maybe it's just what they need to build a little bit more damage onto this Lucian and then maybe get the KO. But Luna is chasing very closely behind.
Yes, very much so. The damage looks pretty even right now. Luna is going to land that recovery on Anonymous, knocking out their first stock, putting that 3 stocks to 2 stocks. But Luna is still pretty damaged on that stock, so we'll see how they can get themselves an advantage off this right here. And looks like a little bit of a guitar. Flash guitar, putting some damage on Anonymous's first stock.
Ooh.
Nice. It's a GC D-Light recovery going to even up the stocks.
Yeah, as we have both these players trading their first stocks in. Luna is pulling ahead as we have yellow into orange right here. Not stopping anymore. It was the guitars that really did, I mean, just a truck ton of hits and damage in the past few seconds of this. Right now, the blasters that are really maybe to new height. Also, I'm pretty sure that was either Weapon Starve or Alex admitting that they want to play more of the smaller sword rather than the great sword. But we will see Greatsword coming out. Pretty sure that is the Battle Pass Paladin Jaehyun skin, is it not?
Yeah, that is the progression 2 of the Battle Pass Jaehyun skin. Go ahead and get your hands on that Battle Pass because there are some great skins in there. But right now we're seeing Anonymous use that Greatsword, kind of looking for an aerial KO. But Luna is going to punish that missed recovery with a spot dodge and give Anonymous a recovery of their own. Ooh, not gonna knock out.
I'm actually also kind of impressed you remember it was specifically the second stage of the progression. That's honestly nicely done.
Yeah, that's my favorite skin to wear on Jaehyun. So I'm a great sword player, guys.
Ooh.
So, yeah. And we're gonna see this even up 1-to-1 stock with a little bit of damage on Anonymous' stock, and we're gonna see Luna pick up those guns. Remember last stock, the second stock, they did most of the damage with the guitars, but we know Luna's a pretty versatile player, so we'll see what they can do with these guns right now. Putting on some more damage onto Anonymous, juggling in the air. Ooh. Ooh. Nair recovery is gonna put some more damage on the Luna. Ooh, gonna knock out all of those options and confirm that KO with the ground pound into the top, the tentacles. Game 1 goes to Luna.
One very impressive thing to note is that there was for a while Luna was in a considerable lead, but Alex was only just able to bring that back to an even game. But it seemed that any time Luna was able to pull ahead, Alex was always able to bring it back to even. And remind you, these are both the same players that have very, very similar status going to BCX1 when everyone was like, who is this? And they were kind of like new kid up to bat. But now you can compare their statuses of the entirety of last year, and of course the next BCX after that, just previously a few months ago in 22, that their stories have taken them to some pretty drastically different situations. Alex, surprisingly enough, not switching off the Jaehyun. I mean, to be fair, he was able to close in any gap that Luna was able to create, and he was never too far behind. Luna would just build a lead, and then Alex would just come back. So it probably just is the map change, but it's kind of hard to tell if maybe this map might benefit Qatar's a little bit better.
Yes, we're landing here on small Brawlhaven, and like you said, Graffiti, Guitars is a close-range weapon that gets a lot from kind of getting in your face. Ooh, GC D-Light recovery is going to get a nice little punish on Anonymous, giving Luna a very, very healthy lead this game, too.
Tasty.
Yes. Now, given that Luna did take that first game, it was still very close. Ooh, Dare Sare going to be a nice little punish from Anonymous. We're seeing more people pick up the Greatsword, and what you just saw there was a little bit of spot dodge read from Anonymous, and that buffed finisher vertically is going to be able to knock out Luna, setting this 2-2 with still a little bit of damage on Anonymous' stock. How do you feel about this greatsword gameplay from Anonymous Graffiti?
It's definitely sticking up, and the fact that he got the read off of that spot dodge is a very important thing to notice, because it does mean that he's getting the read a little bit, but Luna probably noticed that and is starting to dodge very differently. Luna's one of those players where you only have the read on for so long, because in order to play at the level that he's able to, you need to be constantly adapting both in and out of the game. So you can see Alex is not quite able to land that vertical finisher, and even still is chasing for, I don't know, maybe an in dodge or an up dodge, because Luna's been throwing out a few of those, but still cannot have much to say before he is about to have the second stock removed. So as much as I'd say there's a lot of hope, he actually turns that around, doesn't get his second stock removed just yet, at least not before taking that second stock off of Luna. There are some tiny little spots here of hope of like getting some good damage here, getting a read here. Still, I'm not sure how if I would feel more confident about this than maybe a Brawlhalla. His Brawlhalla has been his Brawlhalla knows how to destroy a bracket if she really wants to.
Factual. His Brawlhalla is very strong, but I'm also feeling, you know, there's kind of that shared aspect between Brawlhalla and Jaehyun when we got that sword. And what we're seeing Anonymous right now is kind of play a little bit slower. Luna's jumping a lot. Looks like Anonymous is trying to catch Luna in one of those end lights, but it's not really working. Luna just really trying to bait out these moves from Anonymous because Greatsword can be punished, and it's going to get a nice little sidelight end light. Going to put some damage on, some more damage. Insay's going to catch the dodge. Anonymous off stage. Luna has to edge guard this. Unarmed end light. Ooh, the gun down sync does not connect, but Luna is going to hit a D-Light recovery, and we all know on Brawlhaven that's going to kill on blasters. Game 2 goes to Luna.
I'm looking at these players are looking, I mean, they immediately locked in their next characters, and they are already they're already done banning maps. They, Anonymous thinking that the setup for the first game is probably a little bit more reliable than the setup for the second game. As we are going right back, no character swaps, and just a map change. Going back to Mammoth, a fortress of lions of your fortress.
Some lion stage.
out of all of the stages in the game that have the name Fortress, this is one of them.
Yes, indeed. We're returning back to Fortress of Lions just like we played on for Game 1. Same legends, same map. Well, kind of like the same map. We're returning to this Fortress of Lions. Do you think there's a specific reason why we're playing on... Ooh, that's going to be a great punish. Why we're on this map, Graffiti? Or... Ooh, what a great reverse from Luna!
Is the space, because Luna was able to get some pretty early KOs during that second game, and overall just had better stage control, so maybe the platform and some more generous blast zones might be what lets Alex take that back. That has been a perfect way to describe this, where this whole game has been going. Luna would build up a great lead, but then Alex would have just like a little moment here and there that would prove that, I don't know, maybe he just barely got it in him, but still, he needs to start answering back. Now, the dodge in read is not quite going to work. He keeps going for that. Luna might still have Alex red, because that guitar string, I mean, it hit pretty hard, and he's on the verge of, you know, maybe 2 stocks, just barely comes back.
I thought Luna almost fell there. I was about to get scared.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, no. Luna might be lagging a little bit.
A little bit of maybe some lag or a misinput on Luna's end, kind of falling off the stage over there. But nonetheless, Luna kind of still securing himself a pretty good lead on this second stock. We're going to see if he can close this stock out with the blasters, but Anonymous Alex does seem to be getting in there with some unarmed, but it's going to whiff that sidelight. D-Light recovery's not going to take off the map because Fortress of Lions does have a pretty tall ceiling, and it's really just, you know, Anonymous fighting for some damage right now because we know one recovery can do that and set the stocks from 2 to 1.
Alex is on bracket stock right here. You can see, I mean, he's definitely playing like it. He is chasing Luna down, trying to get any damage he can that he's able to muster up, and it's starting to pay off a little bit as he's on the verge of balancing out the game. Look at that. All he needs is to find just any D-Light recovery that you know happens so often on Sword to connect, and he has evened out the game. There it is. Alex still has quite a mountain to climb as he still needs to play the last piece of this game very nicely, and is still choosing not to play with the Greatsword. Double down on Sword just to weapon starve and have Greatsword primed again, which he's probably going to weapon starve away from. Again, see, there we go. Was actually about to just weapon starve the Greatsword away from him. this Jaehyun pick is kind of weird if you're not going to use the grid sword, but I mean, hey, who am I to judge?
Oh my god!
It's working pretty well.
Wow. Yeah, that Jaehyun pick is good. And what a lot of people believe is like, oh yeah, like what you said, Graffiti. Obviously, if I play Jaehyun, I'm gonna have the great sword, right? But a lot of people, the Jaehyun's great swords are great, but don't let the great sword of Jaehyun blind you from the great sword of Jaehyun. Like, you got that side sig, it's extremely fast and kills pretty reasonably. You got that in sig that can catch you in the air, and that D sig that people also sleep on, that's kind of like a cheesy spike thing. So Jaehyun's a pretty complete character, and we're seeing Anonymous fully utilize that kit to keep himself in winner's bracket. So that's very exciting to see. We're gonna kick this off in what map is this? Oh boy, this
Apocalypse.
is Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yes. All these, they changed all these maps.
Alex still has some juice left in him. Is starting to throw around the greatsword a little bit. Weirdly enough, when you play greatsword, if you've especially seen, oh my goodness gracious, entirely off the downers, but gets the recovery just to be able to make it back to a little bit extra damage. But there it is. Punishes the Luna. Throwing out the gravity cancel would have been a great way to get back to stage, but since it whiffed, that meant that Luna was out of a dodge. Alex was able to punish that with a pretty healthy greatsword strength. And if you've seen some greatsword gameplay, like if you go back to some VODs from 2020 when greatsword just released, or if you if you've watched like Pavelski gameplay, especially I think during the crew battles, you know that greatsword players, they're looking for those huge reads that make it look like someone's like mid to low diamond montage. Like they're looking for those huge nasty reads to pull off, but Alex is not quite finding them. It is probably part of the reason why they're wanting to play a little bit more sword than greatsword, because lots of the times they thought they have Luna red, it just does not quite connect. Luna is a play at the level that either of these players, not just Luna, but Luna especially, considering their PR and seeding difference, Luna is just so incredibly good at adaptation. You don't want to switch up the gameplay mid-stock.
Very much so, and I think that's what the reason why he's PR1, the availability of just Luna's great brain. That was a great side sig from Anonymous, but Luna's adaptability and the way he's able to like kind of see your game plan and understand your game plan and adjust to it is really what makes him that much of a player. But he's gonna have to show how much of a player he is while he gets this lead back, as Anonymous is up 2-1 in this game 4 scenario. So I low-key want a game 5. I don't know about you, Graffiti, but I low-key want a game 5. So
Game 5 would also be a huge statement to Luna, because he was up 2-0 earlier. Now, Alex if Alex brings it back, brings it to Game 5, that'd be a huge message to Luna.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see a lot of adaptation from Anonymous, as well as he's playing this pretty carefully, pretty well. Ooh, Sysek's not going to kill. That's the low strength of Lucian for you right there. Down air, going to send him down. That's going to confirm. 1-1. Ooh, game 4, 1-1. Luna's orange. I don't know. This is. I'm starting to bite my nails.
Alex picking up sword. He just got to do a little bit more damage. You know, that's just a few more sidelights. That's a few more Sares. He just needs to punish just a few little bit longer. There's a sidelight as a punish. And also, at some point in time, he's going to try maybe a D-light to pick up for either recovery or a Sare. I got to say, if Alex has studied the textbook well enough, this game is in his hands. And you can even see that they're trying to chase a little bit for the recovery. But, oh my goodness gracious, Luna's cars, especially with all these nairs. Going to put Alex in a bit more difficult situation, but Alex is going to respond back, giving us the game 5.
Wow, Luna was 2 up, and Anonymous just won 2 in a row, so we got a game 5 here. Man, what do you think Luna? My bad. What do you think Anonymous did different in those past 2 games to kind of even this up, Graffiti? Because that was amazing, the adaptation you just said.
I am not sure. Game 4 looked drastically different from game 1.
Facts.
So it definitely took him a little bit of time to actually get warmed up and get there, but once he got there, by God, he got there. So I'm trying to put my finger on it, but I'm not quite sure, because also winning that game 4 was on Luna's pick of map. That was a map that Luna picked, and Alex still beat him on it. So Luna taking a quick second, probably just to reevaluate some choices and double check the calculator. We could be seeing a character swap. That, or he needs like a short little break just to kind of get a bit of a mental reset and then hop right back into it. Luna's been playing a lot of blasters recently, and also just kind of has always had guitars in a bit of a pocket, and those are definitely coming out to play since guitars are in a really nice spot this year so far. And we will be seeing a Nash coming out from Luna in 5. And I know these are all weapons that we've seen Luna play a bunch of hammer, obviously.
Ton of it.
I mean, his claim to fame was the Taros, but I'm having a hard time recalling the last time I've seen Luna play Spear.
Yeah, I usually see Luna on more of, like you said, Taros. We all know his Taros. We all know his Ragnir. More of like an axe. We know he has an axe. We know he has a hammer. But we see more of that kind of guitar and gauntlet gameplay. But Spear is pretty prevalent in this current meta, and I do believe with the Inlight and Sidelight, it's pretty easy to punish Greatsword if the Greatsword player is throwing out some silly moves. So we'll see how Luna is able to use that range of the Spear to kind of get Anonymous Alex away from him and prevent those Greatsword strings from happening. But it looks like Anonymous is kind of favoring the sword a bit, so we'll see how Luna is able to play that into Anonymous sword as well. We're returning here to Fortress of Lions for the 3rd time for our Game 5 set between Luna and Anonymous Alex.
Alex is actually punishing some of these Nash signatures quite nicely. One of the reasons that Nash probably was a pretty good pick for really anybody is a bit of matchup inexperience. Not a lot of people play Nash, and so therefore not a lot of people might not know how to space out some signatures. Maybe a lot of people would willingly enter some threat ranges that they don't know only belong to Nash. He's got a very unique range on some of those heavy attacks, and so there's a small chance Alex is actually already learned those quite nicely because he's been punishing some of the signatures quite well already, and Luna has actually been throwing out a lot less signatures now that we're starting to enter the second minute of this game. But this could start going up in smoke. We could be seeing a Game 5 for this Anonymous Alex right here.
I believe this is the Game 5.
I mean, a reverse 3-0. It is the Game 5. A reverse 3-0 is, I mean, honestly, one hell of a thing to watch.
Yeah, this could be a reverse 3-0. We're seeing Anonymous with that lead. Stompseer is going to even up the stocks, but not even up that damage. Luna is at orange, and Anonymous is at white. We're seeing Anonymous kind of use that greatsword, use those aerials. They're pretty fast. Use that air, use that Sayer. And we're seeing Anonymous really kind of utilize all of Greatsword, you know what I'm saying? Because just like in the previous games, we're seeing Luna avoid these strings and just adapt to that playstyle. So Anonymous using more of those aerial options is a great way to adapt to Luna's gameplay. But, Luna's adapting to that hidden nairs and stuff, so Weapon Throw is going to get rid of Anonymous's weapon, and now it's going to be Luna with the spear and Anonymous unarmed. Recovery. Side air is going to send him off the map.
Luna has brought it back. At first it was Alex with a pretty considerable lead, and now Luna has brought it back to essentially sudden death on the second stock, but Alex is going to bring Luna down to bracket stock. This is a situation we were talking about, just 10 minutes ago when Luna had Alex down on bracket stock, and now here they are. Alex is also actually gotten Luna downloaded pretty well, although Luna is able to take that, and we're into last stock Game 5 situation. Both of these players. Alex actually has Luna downloaded quite well, even though this is an entirely fresh new character, different weapons, different signatures, different everything. Alex is being very careful of not spending too much time in Luna's threat ranges, and has been very good about baiting some attacks, or just generally approaching in a way that Nash might not have covered, and approaching at an angle that Spear just doesn't really have that many options to cover. Alex is spacing and approaching Luna's Nash actually incredibly well. It is strange how much they know this matchup. Where did they get this practice from?
That was so... What just happened? What just happened?
That's Luna's hammer.
Okay, Anonymous
hammer just happened.
Wow, yeah, that's PR1. That's PR1 for you guys. Wow, what a great set to start off this event, man. That's
my
a
God,
game
yeah.
5, and Anonymous almost came back, but we're seeing that little string from Luna. Luna is catching a nice little spot dodge there, and hitting the stomp there to confirm that. But by no means was that easy for either player. I mean, that went down to like what? That was every game, I believe, was red